So this what we are doing is not right, what they are saying. So if we would just put and what is the I am? The I am is the divine spark within us. The I am is the higher self, your higher consciousness. So when the universe was created by the universal creator, through him came many divine sparks. The universal creator is known as Parabrahma, and the sparks which came out, which we say divine sparks, is known as Param Atma. And Paramatma thought of extending a portion of himself on Mother Earth, and that is us, Jivatma. So one is we are a part of the Paramatma. That is the I am. Now the Paramatma thought between the Jivatma and the Paramatma, there is Atma, which is the higher consciousness fully connected with the Paramatma. To reach the Paramatma, we have to go through the Atma and be in oneness with the Atma. So we are Jivatma. We have to be in oneness with the Atma to reach Paramatma. So that is what they are saying, that if we will be lodged in our full attention on the Paramatma and the Atma, we need not take the outer help of all this astrology and numerology, because astrology and numerology have predicted, oh, you'll have death on this date. Person is in no horoscope it is written that there will be death. First of all, only thing written is you will face death. And if your higher self chooses, your Atma chooses to give you an extension on your life, the Atma can give you that extension of the life. And if your life is long also, if the Atma chooses that you are misusing the power of your life and not guiding others, then the Atma will shorten your journey. So it is all in the hands of the Atma to extend your journey on Mother Earth or to shorten the journey. So this astrology, astrology is a good science, but the way it is interpreted is not the right way. And that is why many people have just died believing. That's why when I do healing also, and if a person is on the last stage of cancer, or they can still heal themselves. But the people around are constantly thinking, अरे अभी बेचारे का last stage है, अभी तो वो मरने ही वाला है, अभी तो वो मर जाएगा. So that sort of a thinking, which cuts the progress of that person. That is why when healing is given to the people who are on these sort of diseases, should be also be given shields on the mind and emotions and the bodies. So the negative thoughts do not reach them and they are not programmed by it. So they are saying that any amount of destructive thoughts also, if you listen to, but as long as you don't get attached and entangled in your feeling of it, nothing will enter you. The moment you get attached and are entangled in the feeling of it, then that thing enters your body. The elements enters your body. So it is important to not get entangled with any negative feeling. It could be fear, it could be some adventure you are seeing on TV, some balance you are seeing. But if there's feeling attached to it, then it will go right in. Now, this next para which they are writing is, I think, has been lost on the editing table, but let me start reading. No good ever came of gambling. At one time, had a most wonderful power and influence about her. I don't know, they're talking about some person. She began to play the market and not only lost the power, but her money as well. So when you gamble, they say you lose your soul standing also and you lose your power also. It is not better to stand with your I am than with a gambling channel. So it's saying better to be with your I am, not with a gambling channel. Anything that gets your attention is a subtle activity of outer to pull you away from your freedom. So what is the freedom? When you are with your I am and you sort of meditate upon your I am, at least for an hour without thinking of anything else, you gain that power to manifest whatever you want in your domain. And that will give you so much freedom. It can give you financial freedom, emotional freedom, mental freedom, because everything can be manifested. We can manifest everything and anything with the power of I am. So whatever the prediction of your horoscope, whatever your chart is, as I said yesterday, Rahu, Ketu, Shani, ये सब खराब नहीं होते हैं. It is only that our chakras are blocked, and because our chakras are blocked, the good certain time में certain good stars, the light we cannot take. So what we need to do is just we have to work on ourselves and our I am, and that light which we get from the I am opens up all your chakras, and all your whole horoscope can go on the way it is. But do you know horoscope has two interpretation, one the mundane and one the higher one. So you can always have the higher interpretation work in your life. Okay? You got it, what I'm saying? See, yeah, it could be they will say you will, like for example, they might tell you that you will lose blood. You will lose blood मतलब तुम्हारा accident होगा. तुम्हारा accident होना. You are going to lose. So if it's a person who is a good horoscope person, will say just go and donate 2 bottles of blood in this period. So you are positively fulfilling your destiny. You understand this? So if you have to see that even if you are doing a reading, it has to uplift the person, not put a person in darkness. Anytime. So it's like this. If you're going to park on the road, your car, and the Havaldar comes, "Idhar nahi park karne ka, idhar nahi park karne ka, idhar nahi park karne ka," they will tell you. But you don't know kahan park. But another Havaldar says, "आप ना उधर park करो, उधर parking space है, इधर नहीं." So what makes sense to you? You are accepting the second solution because this person is telling you what exactly you can do, not just what you cannot. So when you are on a seat of numerology, doing predictions via numerology or astrology, or even Akashic record readings, when you will give a higher reading and when you will show a higher path and show how to hold a person in that period, correct? That is the right way about it, which people don't do. They predict the wrong and put people in fear. And because people then believe in that fear so much, they draw that to themselves. Agree? Understood this, all of you? Okay. So anything that gets your attention is a subtle activity of the outer to pull you away from your freedom. So हम और कुछ भी करते हैं ना दूसरा, तो हम और इसमें हम अगर भगवान का नाम और इन अंदर अंतस्मरण अगर नहीं चलता है, so that means your outer then sort of takes over and diverts your attention from God. Well, God, which God? The God which is you only, your higher self, your own divine spark. For financial freedom, you can write this statement. This is a very nice. For financial freedom, you must write, I am the riches of God flowing into my hands, and use that nothing can stop. You want me to repeat this one? I am the riches, riches, riches of God flowing into my hands and use. Flowing into my hands and use that nothing can stop. What cannot stop? We don't want the flow to stop. We have so much abundance that the flow never stops of finance. You written, I am the riches of God flowing into my hands and use that nothing can stop. Salima, jara Rita ko phone maro, please. Then you can also say often, the presence I am governs, the presence I am governs every existing channel in manifestation. It governs all. The presence I am governs every existing channel manifesting. It governs all. A student's experience. Now they are quoting a student's experience. The student had heard and seen an explosion of light while the physical body was asleep. So when once a student was sleeping, it experienced in the sleep an explosion of light. If that student had consciously said, when she heard the explosion, I draw into my mind and body the strength of the light explosion, she would have received its benefit. So they are saying if she would have been conscious about the light exploding in her body and said, I draw into my body this light which has exploded. I draw into my body, mind and body, the strength of the light explosion, that person would have been benefited. How? The light was the liberating of certain powers for her use. So sometimes God sends you a lot of light and it may explode into you. And if you're conscious and if you consciously focus on that explosion, then you will greatly benefit from it. Hi, Rita. Aarti Patil has come today. Aarti Patil, you know? Yeah. Command the outer memory to retain and bring into the outer consciousness everything you desire to know. So, command the outer memory to retain and bring into 1 minute. I think I missed some line. The light was liberating of certain powers for her use. In such experiences, the important thing for a student to do is to be alert and in every manifestation be conscious of indrawing of its power. So means they are saying that when such a power is released, we should then be very conscious of the use of the power. When you're indrawing that power, and you can use it and channelize it in the right way. Rejoice that it is the mighty power of the I am presence acting, giving its strength and power to you. Command the outer memory to retain and bring into the outer consciousness everything you desire to know. So you have to ask your outer self that command, bring into memory everything about the light and everything the nose. See, when your Kundalini is strong, the Kundalini will show you many births and lot of knowledge it will give you. The inner knowing, the knowledge between two lines, it will show you. When you use the I am presence, you have set the law into action and it cannot fail. So when you use the word I am with anything, the thing starts acting and you cannot fail. God does not accept through the consciousness of individuals, else he would not have them here. God does not act except through the consciousness of the individuals. So how does the divine in us, I am, work? Through our consciousness. The I am works through our consciousness. That is why we should not be led by our emotions. We should not be led by our mindsets and negative beliefs, negative mindsets. We should act only out of our consciousness. So when you act out of your consciousness that what I was saying, what I am doing, would God be doing that way? So when you think like that, then God will work through your consciousness. Everything you desire to know, and will also would also reveal everything you want to know. How this thing works, how that thing works, they will reveal to you how everything works in life. When you use the I am presence, you have set the law into action and it cannot fail. So when you put anything with I am and say, I want this to manifest, this will never fail. It will definitely happen. God does Hacha, cannot fail. God does not act except through the consciousness of the individuals, else he would not have them here. God can only act in the physical world through his individualization. Individualization, he is individualized, right? He was one big universal creator. He sent so many divine sparks, so he individualized himself. So that he can only work through the individualization, individual person's consciousness. That's what they're saying. And even all nature is governed by the individual intelligence, the ground, the plants, and all. So all of us, the ground, the plants, the trees, all have individual intelligence of their own. There is omnipresent all the force and energy needed for a given purpose when loosened by the I am presence. So there is omnipresent all the there is omnipresent all the force and energy needed for a given person when loosened by the I am presence. So when you say the word I am, when you say I am the opulence, so you have unleashed a force which is now going in the direction to have opulence in your life, riches in your life. So when you use the word I am presence, you have unleashed a certain force. Thus, through the use of the I am presence, you can release power of which as yet you have no conception. So you have no idea what power you are unleashing. During the war, Foch said, they shall not pass. Now, who is Foch? Let us find out which war and who is Foch. For who is Foch? Who is Foch? Anybody, any idea of Second World War? Which World War they are talking of? Mark Foch, British chef. It is Matthew Foch. So we can't hear you, Farooq. So if you want to say
Spelling
something,
of the word. Spelling.
Foch.
Huh?
It is in the First World War.
Uh,
Ferdinand Foch was there. He was a French
Ferdinand.
general and military theorist who served the Supreme Allied Commander during the First World War. So when he said he said this, he unleashed the power by which that decree was fulfilled. What did he say? They shall not pass. Means who they? Maybe the Germans. The
The
First World
enemy.
War also Germans were there, Farouk?
Yeah. The enemy.
Huh?
The enemy. They means the
Yeah,
enemy.
the
German.
enemy. So they shall not pass. So
Yeah.
the Germans were the enemy. So when he
Yeah.
said that, the Germans could not pass. Why? Because he had been in prayer for more than an hour. Who? This Ferdinand Foch. And when he came out, he was so charged with God's energy that as he uttered the command, it became the governing presence in the atmosphere condition about him, and God acted. So that's what they say. If you can command with your consciousness, a full consciousness, you can command. But all commands go through you. Remember this. So whatever you're commanding for others, you will go through that first. So ye rakho, that is why blessings, and you're blessing others, you are blessed first. So the words they shall not pass form a decree. It is dynamic, powerful, real, and unleashes tremendous power. There is only one power that acts. Give it full freedom. So when you are with full faith putting that power and letting it act, you are giving it full freedom. Okay. Stand with it. Stand with it. They are saying, stand with the power. Stand with it and let it act. Stand in it and buy it. Stand in it, with it, and buy it. So stand with it means उसके साथ चलो चलो. God को साथ में लेके चलो. Stand with it and let it act. Stand in it. Stand in it and buy it. Meaning, stand in it means let it be inside you so much, that power of God. Stand in it. That power, you stand in it. And buy it means stand by it. Use unflinching faith. It is not going to be otherwise. Stand by it. There is no other power to act. How, Farooq?
Faith and hope.
Faith, yeah. Stand in it and stand by it. Yeah. There is no other power to act. This makes steady progress like a glacier coming down the mount. You are steadily moving forward and gaining a momentum against which nothing else can stand. So when a glacier, a big glacier which is coming down the mountain, first it is very slow, sound with the force. Why? Because you are so strong in it. After a time, the force becomes so powerful that it instantly consumes or repels anything not wanted. You will find out, you will also find out that people who do not match up with your frequency and my vibration, then they fall off from your life. Understand that also. As you grow in your frequency and vibration, and those who do not match, they automatically fall off from your heart. Sometimes you'll find you'll be servantless. And I've always seen, whether I have a Muslim servant or a Hindu servant, the Durga Ma ka din aata hai na, wo Dashera, the servant is not coming for sure, because mother wants me only to clean everything and set up everything and cook for her everything. So it's like, that vibratory levels are very important for them. Don't put your hand on your head. ऐसा कुछ बुरा नहीं है उसमें. But we have the energy to do it also. The more you conscious, so after a time, the force becomes so powerful that it instantly consumes or repels anything not wanted. So whatever in your domain is negative will fall off. You become so powerful. The more you consciously act upon a thing, the more concentrated it becomes. So if you are wanting something and you concentrate upon it and you want it and you want it, it will act, it will happen. When you say the presence that I am and charge this with, like if you have water and say with the presence that I am, I charge this water, then that water will get charged and then you drink. So when you say the presence that I am, charge this with, so you say charge this water with healing energies. Suppose if you say that, you can charge the water so powerfully that it boils with the power of the energy there. Do not let anything question in your mind as to whether your command worked or not. So I had a friend, I had met her, she stays near my house. I don't know how I met her through somebody. Krishna Bhakt, totally devoted to Krishna. Krishna told her, you charge the water, pray like my mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And you give to your father-in-law who is sick every day. So she was doing. One day she charged the water and kept it aside and gave the father-in-law to drink. Father-in-law forgot to drink. After some time, she came and saw the water. In the water, there were crystals had formed, healing crystals. Can you imagine? So beautiful. This is. Do you understand this? Water is something which can carry a lot of message. And you should always charge your water and drink, because see, so many wars are happening, so many bad things are happening, and all that the water is consuming what's coming to you. So you must put it aside. And see, in the olden days, people would never drink directly from aquaguard or a machine. They would have a matka. And nowadays, there's another machine which has come. With it, there's a mantra which goes on when the water is being filled. It's a little expensive machine, but I've seen it. So this water, you must always charge and drink. When you charge and drink your water, crystals can be formed, which will heal you, because you are 75 to 80% of water within, is it not? So do not let anything question in your mind as to whether your command worked or not. Whenever commanding says, I know it is acting with full power. What it means, know what the I am means. Who's the I am? The divine spark. God in its own reflection is I am, and you are that. You're part of that. So why are we looking out? We have to look in. So know what the I am means. Know what it is to you. What is it is to us? I am that only. Know what it can do. So it's very important what it can do. You have to be very careful. If you're on a path of spirituality, even one wrong thought, and if you have that power, you will unleash it in the wrong direction. I was working in a bank, and I had a friend of mine. I won't name her. She was also full of that I am, and she had a lot of power, divine mother's power. She and I were friends. So one day she got so irritated with one of the colleagues who was all the time doing and shouting and ranting and screaming and complaining. So one day she got so fed up, she said, "Evu man થાય છે, એનું ગરુડ અબાવી દો." She just said, "मेरे मन होता." Next day, that colleague came with a big collar on her neck. Means it's, say, what you manifest. I told her, see, we have the Vacha Siddhi, don't do this. You have to be very careful when what you are using, how you are using your power. She said, I'm so sorry. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I'm very sorry. I said, now send healing and heal this person if you made a mistake. Because if you have a power and you misuse your power, you will be getting double the punishment for it. You cannot abuse the power of light. If you abuse the power of light, then the lights will go away from you. Don't do it. So know what the I am means, know what it is to you, know what it can do. It can really do. Instead of channelizing it in the darkness, let's channelize it to heal, to transform people. Get this and hold fast with the unyielding determination. So the determination within you has to be very strong, and hold on to this I am power, and I am. Within these students, there is the strength and power to do this. And if they will stand with the mighty I am presence, great assistance can and will be given. So yesterday they had said, remember in the talk, that 1 hour you have to unflinchingly sit for meditation on the I am. Today I tried. Of course, in interim mein apna mind jata hai idhar udhar, but still, I tried, and it was just wonderful. Try just meditating only on your I am. You can't sleep, sit and meditate on your I am and see the difference. Beautiful. The lights you will get is beautiful. The first principle, so now this is chapter 16. The first principle of activity from the Godhead is projection or precipitation. Therefore, its nature is to project or precipitate itself. Meaning, the most important thing, activity of the Godhead. Godhead means we are Godheads only, no? Is projection. So what you want, you have to project, because we are in the world of manifestation, right? So you project, and that will happen, precipitate. So the nature is to project or precipitate itself, and that is how God shows up itself in the precipitation. The first activity is to divide, is the divided rays going forth in the into individualization, into visible expression. When I speak of individual or visible expression, I use that term because of the physical activity, not that it is not always visible, because it is. But to those in the physical form, I speak of it as visibility. So they're talking of the rays. As I told you, many divine sparks came out from the divine. And then individualization happened. And these individualization then precipitated into human forms. They came down as human forms. The divine spark, portion of it, got manifested down. So that is what is happening. Thus, you will see the nature of your being as rays of light. So if your real nature is the ray of light, you are light by itself. And who you are as the natural quality of life which you so much desire at this time. So what are we? We are light beings. This is our natural quality, that we are light beings. The day is rapidly approaching when many and many students will begin to use the light rays of which they are a part. So all of us are a part of a certain ray of light. There are many rays, and you will come to know which ray you belong to, and you will start using that ray of light in your life very often, because you belong to that ray of light. So the day is rapidly approaching when many students will begin to use the light rays. So there are many light rays you can use, of which they are a part, especially the ray of vision and sound. So when we use the ray of vision and sound, 1 minute, when we use the ray of vision and sound, we can see at a higher frequency and hear at a higher frequency. Do you know we are only perceiving 4% of the universe? 96% of the universe is not visible to us. Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Can you say a little more about this rays of light?
So rays of light is a whole learning. You cannot, if I start teaching that, then this will, so there are 7 rays basically, and all of us are predominantly having one ray. We operate through the first
One
ray.
ray.
Yeah, one ray we are predominantly activating and operating. But there are other rays in different aspects of our lives which also are active.
So, Master, one ray means give me one quality, na? One name of.
So one ray will have a one specific quality.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like that, there are 7 qualities, rays of
seven main qualities. But then in different aspects of life, you may also have different rays working for you.
Okay.
But the one predominant ray will be your first ray light.
And they are generally positive only, Master?
I'm sorry?
Are they positive only? Are they
Mostly.
Okay.
Light is always first.
Yeah.
So even in your physical world today, there are being discovered means of producing and uses of these rays. Are we not using rays in X-ray, ultraviolet, sound rays? Yeah, sonography. What is sonography? We are using some sort of these vibratory level things, right? Some ultrasound rays, some ultra. Bijusu paro? Ultraviolet rays.
MRI. MRI.
MRI. So all these are, so we have started using different rays from
Rays.
the,
Yeah.
for radiation. Yeah, even in your physical world today, there are being discovered means of producing and uses of these rays. These are strange activities. I say strange to the visible activity, but natural always to the inner presence. So using of rays is very natural to the inner presence, to the I am. The manner of using these rays at present is crude. It is true. Means just now the human beings which are using the rays, it's a crude manner of using it, but it will require only one step to take them through the veil. Means the veil of flesh, the Maya veil. So only one step, when they will take that one step, they will go to a higher level of using the rays. The power of the I am presence and intelligence to use these rays will always remain infinitely more powerful than any mechanical contrivance. Means
Contrivance.
any sort of a gadget or something like that. So
Gadget. Yeah.
any mechanical contrivance by which they are used. So they are saying that with the power of I am and intelligence of I am, we can use this rays better than we sort of use it through any machine. Then the machine gives you rays. Do you know Gandhari had put a
Yeah. Patti.
thing on her patti,
Yeah.
and then she calls Duryodhan to give rays, that higher rays which she had, that power which she had collected through her eyes, because the eyes had not lost power. So had become very powerful, and they were connected with Gandhari was a very divine person. So she calls Duryodhan, and she, with her rays, she gives full protection to Duryodhan. But Duryodhan and that on the genitals wears something and goes, because Krishna puts it in his mind that near your mother, how can you go naked? And therefore the genitals are not Gandhari has not seen. She just opens her eyes and the rays come out. Boom, karke, and his whole body is covered. And then she realizes, why did you wear this? And then they know that this is the part which is not protected. So how rays can really help you. So the study of rays is a very high level thing.
Yes.
Maybe one day we can.
I have some information.
Yep. Good. Even I have to find the book which I have information. So let's see. Maybe one day. The power of the I am presence and the intelligence to use these rays will always remain infinitely more powerful than any mechanical contrivance by which they are used. However, to the student who has not yet found his ability to use these rays, the scientist's experience will be a wondrous encouragement to know the amazing truth of the individual's ability to use them. So they're saying that if you have not learned how to use these rays, then the scientific experiments which are sort of coming forth is a wonderful way to understand it. Like here, it is important to know that there are natural rays penetrating through all the atmosphere. So in the previous chapter, we had read that charity, not charity. So hope, faith, and charity are really cosmic beings, and they are shining their rays to us. So charity is literally sending lot of rays, and they are very active, and they are sending lot of rays through the atmosphere to cleanse your mind and heart. So you must call upon them. If you find that, and these days are called, okay, if your mind is going bad, you want to take revenge, you want to hit back, you want all of that, then you need to call upon them, to ask them help. Okay, please help me to keep my mind and heart clear and pure. Here it is important to know that there are natural rays penetrating through all atmosphere or etheric belt within the Earth's atmosphere. When I say natural, I mean those rays projected from the Godhead or the great central sun, which in recent years, shall I say within a few years, have been made permanent. So they are always talking of the great central sun. Now, as per my reading, I know that the sun which we have is the sun for this planet, but the sun also has a twin sun. So, and that will come into play again. But there are two more suns. One is Sirius, who is the higher sun, and one is Alciporus or something like that is the name. Let me just check. LC1. It's LC1. LC1 and Sirius. These are two suns which are there in the galaxy. And they are, Sirius, I think, is the great central sun, because Sirius is more powerful. That's what I feel. I may be wrong or right. And the rays of the great central sun are coming to us, because now the Earth is in the middle between Sirius, Alcivan, and the galactic center. That is why the Earth itself is going through ascension. This planet will ascend in love and light, and all those on this planet will have to purify. If they do not purify, their lives will be shortened, and they will be put on Earths which is less pure. There are like 14 Earths, and we are on Earth number 7, and they'll be put on an Earth which is less pure. But purification there also will happen. Then you will be away from all those, whom your own soul group. We are all from one soul group. Then you will be with souls who are just like. So then there are, okay, so this is the one ray, the great central sun sends us this ray. I say with a few years have been made permanent. Then there are created rays, created and projected by ascended hosts, by those who have raised their bodies. So like Jesus, Buddha, on Buddha Purnima, the Buddhas send us the rays of light to us. So the ascended masters send us rays. The latters are the most potent of all. Those who have raised their body means they have resurrected. In the body, they have gone up. With the body, they have gone up. The body has not died.